call. Mike Saban.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I am pleased to take a call on this bill and want to join with other members of the House in acknowledging and paying tribute to those fine men who lost their lives as a result of the Pike River tragedy. And I do that, sir, in knowing that words will never really adequately express the sort of anguish and loss that occurs in these sort of events. But I do so, sir, in a manner that suggests that life in its cruel outcomes and tragedies is often we have to look rearward to learn what next. And in that sense, there are really no what-ifs. There are just lessons to be learnt, and this bill is very much about what's next, sir. And in acknowledging the lives lost, I also want to acknowledge the families that remain behind and the role that they may play in the Select Committee process themselves and others around them. Sir, and I just want to also acknowledge Damien O'Connor and Chris Ockenvoll, members from the affected area of Pike River, and the steadfast support that I know they have provided to those involved. So this bill is an omnibus bill and really does recognise so many of the lessons learnt and reflect the findings of the Royal Commission of Inquiry. Sir, I just want to briefly touch on the three main spokes that the bill is dealing with. Firstly, the establishment of the WorkSafe New Zealand Crown Agency, which essentially starts a new health and safety agency. And so there is to some extent, I think we can all have some degree of scepticism that actually workplace health and safety is not just about the structure that sits above the workplace. It's not just about the CEO or the supervisors within the workplace, and it's not just about the workers themselves. Sir, it's a combination of all of those factors, and in some circumstances, sir, as the member resuming her seat recognises, sometimes a perfect storm of situations will work against all those things at play. But, sir, it's about ensuring that the legislative framework that is being worked through here does as much as possible to ensure that all the relevant components are lined up. Sir, the second part is the amendments that will be made to the Health and Safety and Employment Act and the new regulatory regime that sets out some clear expectations in terms of hazard management. And the third limb is the creation of a new Mines Rescue Act. Sir, a number have commented on the circumstances that have led to this. Sir, I very much want to encourage us now to think about what's next and the way in which we as members of Parliament can support workers within this industry, but also workers across New Zealand in constructing the best legislative framework we can for their health and safety and for the health and safety of their families. I commend the bill to the House, sir.
I call Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to speak